In this world today, of Betsy today, we hear a lot about coexistence and we hear a lot about acceptance. And we hear things like, oh, you should just accept me for who I am, or you should just coexist with other people for each faith or whatever. But, and I don't think that's entirely wrong. Because the thing is, according to Scripture, we're called to something even higher than coexistence. We're called to something even higher than acceptance. Turn with me to Matthew 22:38 through 39. Again, that's Matthew 22:38 through 39. Background, Jesus was approached by an expert of the art, test him, to trick him rather. The expert of the art asked him, hey, which is the greatest commandment in the law, which is the greatest commandment? And Jesus said, and these are words from Jesus, so we know they're serious. I'm not to disparage the prophets or anything, but when you see something directly from Jesus in the scripture, like directly said from Jesus himself in that red letters, you better make sure you follow it, cause it's serious business right there. It's not gonna change. Okay, Jesus replied, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. We're called, especially as Christians, we're called to love people. But this to me seems to suggest that we can know the kind of love that Jesus is talking about. And yes, we have the love of God in our heart. And yes, we have the love of Jesus Christ in our heart. And yes, when I say that we call to love and call to some higher than coexistence and higher than acceptance, that doesn't mean we don't. Sometimes loving people means having the tough conversations. I'm not, I'm not saying just, just accept them for the way they are and not have the tough conversations with them. If they're doing something wrong, you're called as a child of God to love them, and sometimes that means to gently correct them. Now, notice what I said, gently correct them. That doesn't mean standing outside the house waving a picket sign saying, turn or burn, turn from your wicked ways, or God will cast you to hell. That's, that's not the kind of love Jesus is talking about. There's some Christians who believe that, and I'm not gonna go into that right now, but I'll just say I think they have the wrong interpretation of Scripture and the wrong interpretation of Jesus Christ. Though we're called to that kind of love that only God can give us, that only God can provide, only God can give us a heart to love people the way we need to love them, and to gently correct them, and to be there for them. And sometimes, also, sometimes loving people just means listening to them. I mean, being silent. I mean, I'd be the first one to tell you, I love to fix things. I have to offer solutions. Like I act to fix things, but sometimes people don't need to be fixed. People just need to be heard. People just need to be valued. People just need to be listened to. And maybe if you build up enough rapport with them, then maybe you could start dealing with some of those tough aspects. But God does call us to our neighbor as ourselves, and that includes people of any religion, any sexuality, just anything. And again, I'm not saying don't have tough conversations with them when it's appropriate. I'm just saying remember this commandment and keep it with you that Jesus, the creator and master of this universe, Jesus Christ himself, that's the greatest commandment, like you love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. It's to love your neighbor. It's to be understanding. It's to be sensitive. It's to just be there with them. To just treat them like they're worth something. Don't treat them any yes then. Don't treat them any greater than. Just treat them like the child of God that they are. Because at the end of the day, they are a child of God, and they can come to repentance if they need to, and they can form a relationship with God that is greater than they can ever imagine. But that starts with you and how you act toward them and how you love them and how you present yourself to them and how you show that you care about them. Guys, I love you. God loves you. I'm praying for you. And have a great day. I'll see you next week.